a rice soup and drink it as fast as you can. If you cannot, they'll knock it out. And if you don't work hard enough, they'll beat you in this rice field. Kid after kids fall in that rice field, died, and you just step over them body. Rotten. The smell. Each time I was able to come and visit the adult camp, each one of my family, my little brother and my little sister, were tossed in this big old hole. Little baby. They kill them because they make too much noise. My mother, I can tell she's been bruised, been beaten. My dad, he's also been beaten. But he still has that smile in his face. I said, Dad, you talk about this God to help us. Where is he, Dad? My dad said, with that big smile, and then he said, believe. I believe. So should you, Siv. I would get sent back. You see, at nighttime, we will sit in a circle. And they will teach us that our parent is bad for us. That they're going to make a tough man out of us. And sometimes they give us a gun and tell us to point it at our friend that next to us. And sometimes it go off blank. And another time it will go off to a friend. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. I said, Lord, if you hear my prayer. Forgive me. Forgive me, Lord. Help us. Help us, Lord. You see, God always with us. We just don't know it. He always protected us. When I went to visit my dad, he was about dying. He said, you know, your mother is dead. Everyone is dead. Only me live now. But don't forget, Siv, you're going to make it. You're going to go to a place called America. And you're going to tell them how great the name Jusu is. I said, Dad, look around me. Look around me, Dad. There's soldiers everywhere. How I'm going to get out of here, Dad? Believe, Siv. I believe. I said, Dad, my brother has been beaten. He's hurt. He didn't work fast enough in this rice field, so the soldier beat him hard. He's very sick. Beat him so hard that his back broke. See, they took my brother to this sick camp with the rest of the one that are barely survive. The fly was eating him. There's no food. Sometime I will sneak drinking that little bowl of rice soup and try to drink all that water and harden that little bowl of rice in my mouth. So pretend to go see my brother where he's laying at, so I can drop that little ball of rice into his mouth to keep him alive. I said, Dad, my brother is dying. Help us. You talk about this God. Where is he? My dad will smile with this big smile. He's right here, Siv. Only you believe. I believe. My dad got put in prison. He died in prison. I was able to see him. That body in that prison with the change on him. And it looked like he's in a prayer position. How I'm going to go to a place called America. I'm just a little girl pretending to be a little boy. How? You see, with God, nothing impossible. He's been out looking for me. He's been looking after me. I just didn't know it. A group of people said, let's run away from this camp. We found a tunnel that we can run away. You go get your loved one in this camp. If you have brothers, sisters, or anybody, you go get them. I went to the camp. I couldn't find my brother's body. Don't know what happened. Don't know what happened. The lady said, he's dead. You go on. He's dead. You go on. Have a life of your own. I pray and I pray. Didn't know what to do. So I left with the people. We got to a place called Siem Nip. It's a mountain between Thailand border and Cambodia. If you cross that border, you'll be free in Thailand. But you see, it's not that easy. They have landmines all down the bottom of that mountain. So we sit there and we sit there, starving. No water, no food. We knew that sooner or later, Pol Pot soldiers is coming after us. What I'm going to do? Sitting in that mountain, as I was praying, I hear this little, some sort of helicopter, a machine. They was dropping package. A man went to go get them. Boom! The grenade went off on him. It was so loud that I thought half of my face was blew up. I didn't know what to do, but just so scared, sitting in there with my two hands on my ear, out in the middle of nowhere. This man scooped me. I know he didn't look like me, didn't sound like me. Got a machine gun. In the backpack of him, some sort of backpack with two antennas sticking out, some sort. And let me tell you how beautiful it is that I see on his shoulder. It was red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue with stars all over it. I never seen such a thing so pretty. As we was running, he was taking out the enemy as fast as he could. You see, Pol Pot soldier was coming after us, knew that we escaped the camp. He was shooting at them, holding me in one hand. He could have picked any other little boy, little girl. He grabbed me. We run as fast as we could run through that jungle. He got me to a place in Thailand. Crossed that border. Set me in a refugee camp. Pat my head. Assure me that everything's going to be okay. He couldn't speak my language, and I couldn't speak his language. We both looking at each other and just smile. He just smiled. handed me a package, opened it up, and said, "It's okay. Go ahead and take it. It's okay." I took that package from him, and I looked up. He was gone. My angel was gone. Red, white, and blue stars. You see, God worked a mysterious way. In this refugee camp, there was one of my aunt made it out of the camp. She was in the same camp. Her name's Pearlie. She had 2 little girls, and her husband was able to escape the camp. She went and washed some clothes with some of these ladies in the river. And they were talking. They just happened to mention my name. They said, "I feel so sad for this little person." They didn't know I was a girl or boy. He lost everyone she loved. Been tagging along with us. Lim Sulan. My aunt looked up and said, "Excuse me? Say that name again." Lim Sulan. It sounds like my niece's name. Well, that person's over there. You can go see. She came. She looked at me. Remember, I still act like a little boy there. She asked some questions. She said, "I think you might be my niece. Let me ask you some questions. Ask about my background, who my daddy was, whose my grandmother was, how many kids did my grandmother have?" I answered every bit of it. She said, "You are a little girl. You are my niece. And I understand why you be a little boy. Your dad's just protecting you." I got 2 little girls right now. One more does not make any difference. My husband and I was able to escape this camp. And we're going to try to go to a place called America. Tears just dripping on my. I hugged her so hard I didn't want to let go. I said, "That's what my dad said, that someday I will go to a place called America." We waited and waited in the refugee camp. See, they took a picture of your family and put it on the board. The pictures fill up black and white all over around this church. Thousands and thousands of family want to go to a place called America. You see, in 1979, God worked a mysterious way. Jefferson United Methodist Church, y'all know where that at. A lady named Anna, she was in the mission board. She was in front pew. Pastor Sweet was a pastor. You see, Methodists and Baptists are different. Baptists, we can say amen, hallelujah, real quick, right? Methodists are very little quiet, right? Anna, she got up and she said, "Pastor, I just had this calling." And he said, "Anna, sit down." "No, I got something to tell you in front of the people here." And she, she's in her 80s, and the pastor thought, "Well, sit down, Anna." "No, I have this calling, just this calling." And then she got her way. She was to convince the whole church to adopt a family. And they asked her, "Would you like to adopt a family, China and other places?" She said, "No. Cambodia." The pastor's like, "You can't because Cambodia still has this, the civil wars going on and things like that going on. We can't. And she looked at him and she said, with God, nothing impossible. I want a family from Cambodia. She got her way. She looked through all them pictures. She saw me and the sibling that I sit next to. She said, that little girl is telling me something. All because of God. We win that lottery that day. People say, don't you want to play? No, I already won. We came here in 1979. 1979. I was nearly 15 years old. Couldn't speak a word of English. Couldn't write, couldn't read, couldn't do nothing. They entered me in a kindergarten. I got pictures that I was in a kindergarten. You see, my first book would be the Bible. But my first book wasn't the Bible. I had to learn how to read, just like a little kid. My very first book was Run, Spot, Run. Over and over and over. I started in kindergarten at 15 years old. I wanted to do everything could possibly to learn, because I wanted to learn to read the Bible. The church was so wonderful. The teacher was so wonderful. They help us day after day after school. They knew I was the oldest than all, that they knew that they need to help me even after school. I didn't mind because I wanted to learn everything. You see, even little kids in kindergarten was helping me. See, the first time when I was going into kindergarten, I carried that little tray. We never knew how to use silverware. So I got all my food, right? I set it down, and I began to eat. I thought I was the biggest kid in kindergarten, okay? I was eating with my hand, and as I was looking up, all the kindergarten looked at me and like, They taught me how to open the silverware up. They taught me how to open that little milk up with a little mouth, stick the little straw. Even the kindergarten was helping me. How wonderful the people here in Ashe County. They nurture us like a little chick. They brought us up just like Jesus, loving us, nurture us. When you became Christian, he wants you to study his word and go places and tell people about him. Within 5 years, I start from kindergarten, Jefferson Elementary School, graduate in Ashe Central in 1986. I studied the law book from bottom up to get my citizenship. Miss Helens were there. Got my citizenship in 1985. I wanted to be America, able to vote, to tell them how much I love the Lord, how much the Lord loves us. Now I'm going to do it pretty quick. I graduate high school at Central. And I went on to Wilkes Community College and got my 2 years degree. And went on to Appalachian. Didn't finish Appalachian because I was working a full time at Makoto in Boone. I was the manager at Makoto for years. My dad still works there. My uncle, my dad, the little short man, 4'9". You won't miss it. He's still there. You see, I just want y'all to know that with God, nothing impossible. God brought me here. I'm standing here to tell you this is a true story. I'm here today. And that how wonderful our Lord is. That you remember, I will just read to you Matthew, that how Simon Peter asked by Jesus, who do people say who I am? Simon Peter said, you are the Messiah. You're the Son of God. Then he said, believe. I will show you all the blessing you have. Go tell people about me. Now, take me several years to overcome. I have. When I came here, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I have nightmare. People that have been in war, they know what I'm talking about. PTSD. I will get that flashback. I couldn't write it down. I couldn't do anything. Sometimes I think I was crazy. After I got married, I met my husband from Wales. We dated for 5 years. We got married in 1991. Our anniversary's coming up. 25 years. Can you believe I put up with this man for 25 years? Be 30 years, so we dated. You see, after we got married, I never did told him my story or anything. 3 years later, he keeps seeing me having that nightmare. Finally, he was able to shook me out of it and said, look, whatever it is, you need to tell me. Tell me the whole truth. I began to tell my story. For the very first time, he heard the whole story after 5 years. He said, you know, it'll make your pain a lot easier if you write it down, a little bit at a time. I began to write it down a little bit, rough draft, a little bit at a time. 3 years ago, I just have a book out. It's called A Teenager Survival by Siv Ashley. You see, that book, I couldn't finish. I jotted it down, but I couldn't finish. I was at one of the church giving a speech in Boonville. A lady from another church had come to listen. Her name was Donna Freeman. She listened to the story, and she said, wow. At the end, she come and shake my hand and done all that. And then she said, you know, my team is going to Cambodia for a mission trip. Would you like to go with us? The first thing in my mind, what do you think I say? I don't think so. Thank you, but not thank you. I went on home. The lady began to pursue calling my home. My team is going to Cambodia. We would like for you at least come to meet in one of the meetings. I told my husband, I was like, I think she's crazy. I don't know I should go or not. I don't know who she is. And he's like, you know, why don't you just go to this meeting and check it out? Ain't gonna hurt. She live in Louisville. The team's in Louisville. And so I make a point to go. I went on and I began to talk about the story, about my story. And as I was leaving, the whole team, the main guy that was in charge was Jeff Chatwood. He's the vice president of IC, International Commission, based in Texas. He said, hold on a second, Siv. He put out a map. He said, point out the place the last place you was in Cambodia that you got out of. Remember, I was on Siem Nip, that mountain. So I pointed on that place right there, and he's like, he said, we are going to Siem Nip right there to give the gospel. At that moment, my body was chill. It's like, the Lord's like, Siv, I got you out of there. You going over there and tell them who I am. I still denied the Lord. I was like, well, thank you. I'll think about it. Went on home. The next day, you see, I don't even know how they got my phone number at work. The man called, and I answered the phone, and he said, Siv, you are going to Cambodia. At that moment, I knew it's a sign the Lord wanted me to go. So you see, this was happened in August, October. That's when we left for Cambodia. It was so quick. Didn't prepare nothing. I had to ride on a separate plane because everybody already had their plane ticket. I got there with the team. The first church, they team you up with 4 people. They team you up with 4 people. The very first church we went to, I began to tell briefly about my story. That I told them that I was born here, just like one of them. And that Jesus loved them. And we began to present the gospel. You see, we got 2 pictures. We have like the earth and Jesus Christ hanging on the cross. Begin to tell the gospel. As we finished, we were sitting down and we began to eat lunch. This man tapping on my shoulder. Forgive me, sister. I say, what? What for? He's like, forgive me. I was one of the soldiers. My very first church. Well, my helper on the side, he didn't know what I was going to do. It was either hit him on the face or what. I said, I have forgive you. That's why I'm here, to tell you about Jesus. When I got back, there's more story. When I got back, I was able to finish that last chapter of my book and got it published, 2013. And it's been going really well. The book is $10. Most of the profits go into mission. I don't keep any of it. You see, with God, nothing impossible. So I went through really fast. And if you want to read the book, there's some right here y'all can buy at the end of the church. I know y'all have questions, but I just want to thank you. Thank you for listening so well. And thank you for all the servicemen and women for serving this country. Red, white, and blue with stars all over it. Brought me here with the Lord help. I'm here to tell you, if any one of you do not know the Lord, please come. You'll put that smile on that face you wouldn't believe every day. He loves you. All he wants to do is to have you to see him in heaven one day when you die. And we all going to die. Don't you want to go to heaven? Oh, I do. I do. Miss Helen's up there now. I'm going to have Darby sing our invitation song. And then I'm going to have the pastor, Wayne, to close with prayer. Thank you.
Come just as you are. Hear the Spirit call. Come just as you are. Come and see. Come receive. Come and live forever. Come just as you are. Hear the Spirit call. Come just as you are. Come and see. Come receive. Come and live
Don't leave this place today not knowing Jesus. Come see me. We're going to dismiss in a word of prayer very quickly, but please don't leave this property today. This may be your last opportunity. This could be it. Don't leave this place today apart from Jesus Christ. Don't do it. Let us bow our heads and hearts together. Father, we just want to say we love you. Lord, so many words and so many thoughts go through my mind, but I'm sure it went through everyone's mind. And we just want to say thank you. Thank you for hearing this story. Thanking you, Lord, for reminding us of how fortunate we are. Lord, I pray today that you'll put a conviction upon our heart. And God, I pray that you won't let us rest until we're obedient to you, till we'll do exactly what you want us to do. Help us, Lord, to use this freedom that we have to build your kingdom and not ourselves. We love you today. Oh, how we love you, Jesus. Thank you for being there for Siv, and thank you for being there for us. Lord, we do ask that you would bless the food, the nourishment of our bodies, as we welcome each and every one to join us. Thank you for the ladies that has prepared it and the ones that's keeping it warm. Thank you for their hard work. And Lord, we just want to have a little time of fellowship. And we're ending this prayer in the mighty, mighty, mighty name of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And God's people said,